Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you didn't belong there, and then discovered you were exactly where you were supposed to be? Stick around, because today's story is about a woman who walked into the biggest room of her life and changed comedy forever. It's November 30, 1940. A nervous young woman named Sarah Cawley steps onto the stage of the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. She's wearing a flower-covered straw hat with a price tag still dangling from the brim, a plain country dress, and a smile so wide it could light up the whole Ryman Auditorium. The Opry bosses had one rule for her: go on after 11 p.m. They were afraid her hillbilly character might offend folks. But the Grand Ole Opry's founder, George D. Hay, had whispered something to her before she went on. Just love them, honey, and they'll love you right back. She stepped out. She opened her mouth, and she hollered, "I'm just so proud to be here." Within 1 week, just 7 days, over 300 letters, cards, and telegrams poured into the radio station. All for a woman the producers didn't think anyone would like. That woman became Minnie Pearl, and for the next 50 years, she made America laugh without ever once being unkind. Here's what made Minnie special. She could have poked fun at people, but she never did. Her humor was a warm hug, funny because it was true, never cruel. She once explained that the price tag, the one dangling from her $1.98 hat that became her trademark, she said it was a symbol of all human frailty. "There's old Minnie Pearl," she'd say, standing on stage in her best dress, so proud to be there, and she's gone and forgotten to take the tag off her hat. You know what? That's all of us, isn't it? Showing up to life, doing our best, with a little something still dangling that we forgot to fix. And she wasn't just funny. She was brave. At a time when women in comedy were almost unheard of, Minnie Pearl stood alone on that stage and made it look effortless. She became the first solo woman ever to headline the Grand Ole Opry. She mentored young artists, including a little girl from East Tennessee named Dolly Parton. In 1975, she became the first female comedian inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. And then, on April 16, 1994, right here in Nashville, in a 90-minute nationally televised special broadcast live from the Grand Ole Opry, Minnie Pearl became the very first woman ever inducted into the National Comedy Hall of Fame. That night, over 13 million people tuned in. At the time, the highest rating the Grand Ole Opry had ever seen. 13 million people, for a woman with a price tag on her hat. Now here's what gets me. Sarah Cawley, the real woman behind Minnie Pearl, grew up wealthy. She wanted to be a serious actress. Life had other plans. Her family lost their fortune. She took a touring job staging plays in small southern towns. And it was there, meeting ordinary, hardworking, funny, real people, that Minnie Pearl was born. She didn't find her greatest gift in a fancy theater. She found it in the people that nobody was paying attention to. And she gave those people a voice that made the whole country stop and smile. Minnie Pearl was funny without ever being offensive. And her love for her fans taught her to cater to their interests and sensitivities. Here's what I want to leave you with today. Minnie Pearl's story, Sarah's story, didn't start famous. It started in a borrowed dress on a late-night stage, terrified. But she showed up. She loved the crowd, and they loved her right back. And I want to ask you something, because every single one of you has a Minnie Pearl story somewhere in your family. A grandmother who made everyone laugh. A grandfather with a gift for storytelling. A parent who turned hard times into something worth remembering. Those stories are treasures, and the only person on earth who can tell them is you. Have you ever thought about writing down those family stories? Not just the big moments, but the real ones? The funny ones, the hard ones, the ones that make you who you are. The ones your children and grandchildren will one day wish they had written down? You are holding story gold that will disappear if it isn't captured, and I want to help you with that. I'm working on a free guide just for History Sparks subscribers that will walk you through how to write your own family story. How to capture the voices, the moments, the characters in your life that deserve to be remembered. If that sounds like something you'd love to have, drop the word story in the comments below and let me know you're interested. If enough of you want it, I'll make it happen, and it won't cost you a single thing. If today's story sparked something in you, hit that like button and share it with someone who loves a great story. And if you haven't subscribed to History Sparks yet, what are you waiting for? Every single day we're bringing you moments just like this one, real, human, and worth remembering. Join our History Sparks community, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Because history is always happening, and it always has a story worth telling.